why I know it's a Happy New Year? Because any year that is George Bush's last year in the White House is a Happy New Year. And I've got great news for everyone. I happen to have in my hand the George Bush Doomsday Clock. And I am happy to tell you that as of right now, it is only 305 days, 17 hours, 45 minutes, and 40 seconds until John Edwards is elected President of the United States. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bruce Braley, and I was born in a small town in Iowa. Just like John Edwards was born and grew up in a small town in North Carolina, and he is the only candidate running for president on a Democratic ticket who knows what it's like to grow up in rural America. And that's one of the reasons I'm supporting him for president, and that's why I think he is one of the few people who understands the needs of everyday people living and working in Iowa. And one of the other things that I know is important to you is we want a candidate who's going to win in November, and John Edwards is that candidate. John consistently beats every Republican candidate in head-to-head horse races, and that's why he's the best candidate to win in November, and that's why I want you to go out and caucus for him tomorrow night. It is so exciting to be traveling around Iowa and seeing the excitement and enthusiasm. I've got a good friend standing back here, Congressman Bart Stupak from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I want you to give him a warm Iowa welcome for coming down and working to elect John Edwards President of the United States. Thanks, Bart. You know, you are about to hear from an incredible musician who's going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I grew up listening to the music of John Mellencamp. When he talked about scarecrows in the rain, and my uncle and aunt were losing their farm in Iowa in the 80s, he touched my soul, and he touches the soul of people all over this country, because he knows what it's like for people that face tough times, and he's somebody who speaks their voice, and he came here tonight to perform for you because he believes that John Edwards has what it takes to be that voice in the White House. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take this book that you can see is well worn from me taking it out and talking to people all over Iowa day after day after day. This is your caucus Bible. Study it, learn it, know where John stands on the issues, and tomorrow night at that critical realignment, when you see candidates who aren't viable at your precinct caucus, you go up to them with this caucus Bible and you show them, you tell them why John Edwards is the best person to lead this country forward in 2008. Let's have a huge turnout tomorrow night and show America that Iowa is John Edwards' country. It is my great pleasure to introduce someone who needs no introduction here in Iowa. She was the woman who some people claim pushed her husband to the governorship of this state with that incredible commercial she did. She represents the heart and soul of Iowa. She's been working hard to get John Edwards where he needs to go in Iowa. Please give a warm Iowa welcome to your First Lady, Mary Culver.
will decide to caucus for John Edwards, because let me tell you, John Edwards is a winner. He can win our Iowa caucuses, but not just our Iowa caucuses, the general election too. Bruce Braley spoke of a poll recently that CNN did. They put every Democratic candidate up in a hypothetical matchup against each of the Republican candidates for the general election. Who is the one Democratic candidate who beats every Republican in the fall? John Edwards! John's message has always been rooted in opportunity and inspiration and hope. I find him inspiring. I'm sure you do too, because he speaks to the best in people and he seeks to lift people up. So I'm very proud to endorse his candidacy. I urge all of you, no matter how cold it is tomorrow night, no matter how much the wind is blowing, and no matter that Virginia Tech is playing in a bowl game tomorrow night, which the governor will miss, to not only come out and caucus for John Edwards, but to persuade and cajole your friends and your neighbors and your family members to do the same, and to proudly stand with all of us tomorrow night on behalf of John Edwards. Now I get the distinct pleasure of introducing our special guest. John Mellencamp is a singer, a songwriter, a true American legend. His songs have put into words the experiences of so many in this country and have touched us all. And best of yet, if that were not enough, John Mellencamp is an Edwards supporter.